Today's sacred conversation is about agony. Agony from both a plain principle aspect or a spiritual aspect in a grounded way. Meaning, you're going to learn what agony really is when it comes to your mental and how it impacts your day and your decision making, and how it is actually a beacon to let you know that a choice needs to be made. Now, the literal meaning of agony is intense physical, emotional, or mental pain. This word comes from the Greek word agon, meaning struggle, contest, or inner battle. So as its root word, it's just not pain. It is the effort under extreme pressure, meaning when you are dealing with something that is causing you mental anguish, where you have to constantly try to figure something out because you're not understanding. And it's to the point where it's sending you, your head and your mental into a storm where it's causing you to have extreme pressure or pain in the head, giving you a headache or even either a migraine. The things that could cause agony could be things that are causing stress that can be very stressful to the mind, to the body, the soul, the spirit, something that you have to continuously worry about or have to continuously address, and there's no resolution for. These are the things that will cause agony and cause you to have extreme pressure and pain in the mental. Now let's talk about the spiritual meaning of agony. The spiritual meaning of agony represents the point of transformation, the moment where the soul begins to press to release an old identity, meaning when the truth can no longer be avoided, when the old self is dissolving, a boundary is being enforced, the nervous system is recalibrating, a soul contract is ending. It is not punishment, it is compression before expansion, meaning no matter what, at that moment you got to make a different choice. The choices that you've been making is no longer good for you, and it's no longer conducive to your growth. So now you have to make something differently because the foundation you had has to crumble so you can make room for the news that's going to come in. So in many traditions, this is a very good practice that they utilize on a regular, meaning agony is something that's before surrender, initiation rites, dark night of soul, birth pains, meaning something new is pushing through whatever it is that mental is trying to tell you that's no longer good for you to make a different change. Once you make that different change, something new will come through, and you will reap the benefits from making that different choice. Now, agony. Now that we've talked about this, agony marks the threshold moment when the soul decides, I will not go back to who I was. I will not continue on the path that I was on because I know something better is there for me. No longer settling and now looking at the future as being something that you could help right. Now let's look at the psychological and energetic truth. Now we all know that if there's something going on with the mental, you go seek professional help and get that ruled out before you try to take on something yourself. A lot of times it's easy to just learn who you are so you could actually nip this in the bud, because sometimes it's yourself trying to have a communication with you and get a dialogue with you so you can understand the communication between you and the self. Now, back to agony. Agony often happens when the body knows before the mind. So the body can know that a change is coming based off of how it feels. And the mind doesn't know yet. It hasn't registered yet. So at that point, the body and mind, the mind is trying to find something that's going to resonate with what's really going on or what it's feeling. Now, when it comes to the heart chooses. We all know the heart doesn't lie. So when the heart chooses, the ego is going to resist because it's not going to understand why did the heart choose that, knowing that the mind is not on the same playing field as the heart. That means your heart and your mind is not calibrated. So agony sets in to help recalibrate it so you can see the truth. Now, while the recalibration is happening, agony can feel like overwhelming, clarifying, exhausting, scared, final, doom. It can look like so many things to the point where it have you going in a spiral. And at that point, you have to use your tools to understand that you have to surrender to allow what is being shown to you, so it could show up as truth for you, and not you controlling, you surrendering to the process and the program. Now, this is the hidden gift of agony, because even though you're going through what you're going through in that moment, trying to figure it out instead of just surrendering, going with the flow, agony strips the illusion away, because you have to surrender. You leave only what is real, what is the truth. Everything else will leave, and it will be revealed of what you was trying to fight at that moment. Understand, agony is a threshold to something new. You have to see it as such. And when you see it, you will learn to let go and allow whatever it is that needs to be revealed. So the sacred message for today is, agony is not the end. It is the passage. I call it the rite of passage, because everything that you have learned is going to be used in this moment to allow yourself to surrender and to let go and trust the process. We go through things for a reason: to heal, to let go, to elevate, to rise, to become the best version of ourselves. Not to stay stagnant, not to stay stuck, not to be a doormat, not to be that version of yourself that you don't even like. Learn who you are. Self-discovery, self-mastery is the key to gaining full control of you and your reality. I'm sending you love, baby.